Okay, what I've done here is I've done a little bit of eyeliner and I've kind of just traced out a brow in matte carbon just as an outline to work with. The nice thing about these shadows is they can be removed and reapplied. To do the liner, I'm using a matte carbon, and we're going to take a small angle brush like this and load product on it. And then what I did is I turn the brush. There's two angles to the brush, so I turn it so that the long angle is facing the inside of the eye, and then I sweep it across, halfway across. Then I flip the brush the other way around so that the large end is now facing the outside of the eye, and I just join and connect the lines, and that creates a really nice liner. And that is a powder liner, so it'll handle an evening's worth of aggravation and movement. When you're doing the lower liner, I'm going to come a little bit under the waterline here. And I'm using the same approach of flipping the angle brush. So again, we're starting with the long end in. And then I'm going to flip it around. Sometimes you don't even need to put product, but I will. And we're just going to join them there like that. So we've got the eye lined, and we have an idea of where the brow is going to sit, and we've done our basic contouring from here. What I began to do here is just experiment with a little matte carbon. I did a little experimenting with the Makeup Forever flash palette, which is incredible for beauty makeup. I use it for hip-hop, R&B, stuff like that. But for drag, it's been a drag. They're cream-based foundations, and they mix in with your pan stick, and all hell breaks loose. So I would really be careful using these Makeup Forever. That having been said, if you don't know about it, the Makeup Forever flash palette is the thing to own if you're a makeup artist. I mean, you cannot live without this. They blend, which is why they're so rotten for drag. You can't get the intensity that you want because they blend into each other too easily. But for working with regular girls, I could do a review on it. It's just absolutely stunning stuff. So there I've done the eye and I've done the liner here. And then we're just going to take our blush brush, and I'll show you a couple of techniques. The first thing we're going to do is take our blush line, and I'm going to use something fairly strong. I'm going to use kind of a grape color, and then I'm going to blend that grape color here. I'm going to blend that with a little bit of the mid-range rose. And then we're just going to take it, and what we're going to do is do a stripe right up here, and then we're going to pair it right above the contour. So I'm going to bring it along the bone here and sweep upward. Now there's several ways to use a blush brush. This is called open, so this is open position of the blush brush. And you want there not to be a line between your crease, your contour, and the blush. So you want there not to be a line there. You want those two to meet. So we're just going to bring the blush up very strong, up to the temples, and then we can bring it right around up in here so it blends into this recessed forehead that we've created. We just bring that up here like this. And then you can blend a little bit of the blush down, like so, and around. And let me just stop the camera for a moment. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to block out the brow and cheek area. And if I want to, I can even just introduce a little more of this product, being very careful at this point, but just make that a little bit stronger and blend that right up into the blush line. And then we're going to take a flat white, a matte white eyeshadow, and I'm using a synthetic brush. Look at the nice length you get on a synthetic brush. And I'm just going to load the brush with some of this eyeshadow, and I'm just going to come down here and sweep under the eye with the white eyeshadow. And I'm just going to bring it right around to the bridge of the nose. And I'm going to carefully encircle the blush line and the contour line. There's the contour line underneath that, so I put some more product on so that you can see it really well. And we completely encircle that line. I'll leave a little bright here. Then we're just going to fill in any spots that we want. Fill this down. right onto the nose. And then we're just going to make sure the line comes all the way up, and then we're just going to blend that out. And we can rework this. This can be done with powder. You can use MAC Shroom for this effect too. And by taking this and encircling the blush and the contour together, we've made a much more powerful cheek that should stand up at distance. And I hope that this gives you some idea of how this reads at distance. So again, by taking the white and blocking the cheek area and the contour together, and then maybe just blending this cheek a little bit with the fingers or with the sponge, you can just create that very powerful, very dramatic effect on the cheekbone. When we're lining the lips, we can use a lot of different things. Here's where we can go to our flash palette. This is the Makeup Forever flash palette that I've been warning you about, but we're just going to take a little bit of this and we're going to line the lips, and I'm going to create a kind of a different lip shape. So I'm going to come wide on the top here. Hope this works out. Nothing like live. Nothing like live pressure. But still I want to get it right for you. And then bring this under. Now I wouldn't use this for stage, but because I don't quite trust the flash palette yet. So there we've produced a lip line. And come out here. And I've really distorted the lip and changed the shape of the lip. I'm not going to follow my own Cupid's bow. I'm going to come across at an angle. This is where I'm liking the flash palette. It's got the strength to do this. And I'm going to produce a more gentle bow or shape to the lip. I don't know what kind of character I'm creating. She's starting to look like a comedy, don't you think? Then I'm going to take another synthetic brush. Synthetic brushes are great. I have a tip for you. There's a reason you're watching this, even if you don't like the makeup, which you should. That is that when you want to buy makeup brushes, go to the art supply store. Sable brushes will cost you, Shuomoras are very expensive, about $2.75 for Kolinsky Sable. That's the best kind of brush. You can go to an art supply store for $12, get the same thing. And it's sable, so it feels the same on the face. God lordy girl, who knows what we are creating here. Why I have the lip lined in black is because when I start to get some distance, I'm really going to want to convey that from distance. And I could even, if I wanted to use this and I was committed to this, I would then take a Q-tip and maybe bring that down and make it a little less visible. But remember, if you look like a clown backstage, you're perfect for stage. And here again, I'm using the Makeup Forever flash palette, because here I don't run much risk of blend into my foundation. And then it's coming up on top. Come back, Kenneth. Probably looking at me from 20 feet away saying, "What are you doing?" And then down under here. Now, I'm sort of doing this in a hurry, but I should be able to just get that cleaned up a touch. And get that cleaned in here. And then when we get a little bit of distance going, we're going to start to create a really theatrical character. If you don't like the black liner and it feels too intense, it just looks crazy intense from here. But again, you've got to see this from 20 and 30 feet away. One of the big mistakes people make going into theater makeup is it's all going out for dinner makeup. It looks great up close, but you can't see a thing. See, this side of the lip I then just pulled a little of the lipstick over top. Covered more of the liner. When you do your own lipstick, you should always cover the liner anyhow. So now you're really starting to create a character that's going to read at distance if you look at the side of the face. And I haven't really done any eyeshadow yet. I've just created, again, I'm trying to focus. No, eyeshadow is a whole other story, and I might do a video on that soon or not. There's so much good stuff that's out there. What I found was a bit lacking, or at least I like to learn more about and share, is more about doing some more of these subtle contouring and face shaping exercises. So before and after. I don't know which is better looking. So there we sort of pull together our character like this, and then we can do other things with bronzers, etc. And as far as building the eye, like I said, we're going to leave that to another time. But that's a great little look. It's almost natural. I had been experimenting with just using a little of the matte carbon up there, and I didn't really like the way it was reading very well. Sorry, MAC Espresso. I was just going to use a little espresso in there for fun, but I don't. It's so close to the eyebrow color right now. I'd have to go darker with the eyebrow. But just try to create, you can see where I would start to create the crease and then build it down. But this has kind of a natural look, and I've got no wig styled at all. There we go. Hi, sailor boy. Just don't look at the left side of my face. I'm twin-natured. But there you go. You get a sense a little bit about how you could vamp with this. And you see, I really haven't done much. I've done some liner. I put a little color up there. The lips are strong. I've created a blush line. And I think it looks good for stage. I mean, I could certainly do a female character in role like this. But I would spend a little more time, obviously, building up maybe the eyes to make it a little stronger, and of course false lashes. So to summarize what we've learned, boys and girls, long video. If you've made it through this far, that's great patience. We've taught about how to use contour in another way. You don't have to use this blocking of the whole lower face. You can just grab a part of the face and recess it. You can change the shape of the nose by using dark color and light on the sides. We can change the shape of the forehead and temple. Paul, I should do High School Confidential in this. That's actually going to be one of my new drag numbers. High School Confidential. This is a little bit Carol Pope. And then, of course, you'll build this up with whatever product you like to use. There's so many on the market to make it more convincing. And then maybe a lip gloss. And kind of keep it really, really simple and natural. And try to let your natural beauty just entice them. Hope you had fun with it, girl. See you in later videos when I find something else I want to talk about.